All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for August 16th, 2018. Interesting day yesterday. Now, we got the continuation we didn't want to the downside. We were hoping, we'd get a continuation here, and we did violate the 9 EMA here. But on the plus side, we closed near the highs. We put in these hammers across the board here. SPY, Qs, not quite as strong, but we still got the hammer in there. IWM also not as strong, but at least off the lows. So those were the positives. Now, a lot of times on these types of hammers and intraday reversals, I'll actually look to start jumping in, especially with the pickup in volume, which actually can be a positive when you close near the highs. But the fact that we were below the 9 and within stocks, there were a number of stocks that were putting in some of these types of hammers, but there were a lot that weren't as well. So I felt like it was better to just play it safe. We still do have a few longs with pets, Twitter, and stops remain at the same spots on those. And then we got stopped out of Netflix. I do feel like is going to bounce, but it had gone too far down here. Grub, which actually ended up being break even, so I wouldn't call it that a stop out. We got out right at our entry level. And RHI also, I didn't feel comfortable because I expected it to move down further. Pre-market, it was trading down here at 75. So when it showed that strength early in the daytime, I decided to get out again for break even. So we made out actually pretty well considering what the market was doing yesterday. There were basically 2 break evens and a very small loss in Netflix, about half the size of normal losses. Still in the Twitter position and pets, and that's it for now. Oil also beaten down quite a bit, and we'll look for potential reversals there. Stocks that we're watching, Facebook, put in this really strong hammer. If it gets above the 9, I would look to get back in. Netflix, same. Not tomorrow, but if it does end up getting back over the 9 in the next few days, I would consider that one. Baidu and Baba both beaten down, which a lot of China stocks have, including the China IPOs. But if they start to show strength, and these blue lines are where that we expect them to open, pre-market futures are up. And actually going back to the indexes here, are saying at least an early morning pre-market continuation off these hammers. So if these levels hold, and if you look at SPY here, we're about 2 hours from the open. But if it were to open here and hold throughout the day, that would be a signal, and I would potentially get in a position or two. So we've got Baidu, Baba, SONO, IPO. If it gets up over the 9, that would trigger an entry for us. Cake. Another one, gap down reversal. If this one crosses the 9 and say closes at about 51, that would be a good entry signal. And this one we've been watching for a while here. Apple showed strength yesterday. While everything was down, Apple was actually green yesterday. 0.23% doesn't sound like a lot, but when you see watch lists that are significantly red like this, that's actually a really good sign. So Apple, I think, could even be we could jump in where it is right now. It looks like it's set to open around 212. That breaks the high, and that might set it up for maybe a 5 or 6 point run there, and we could put like a 2-point stop in there. So Apple looks good. AIN, our earnings breakout play. We're looking at another one for break of the high. Cyber was an earnings breakout play. Another one we would look for a break of the high, maybe around 72. RETA, breakout pullback. We'd look for a remount of the 9. Top of the range, about 10 points away. So it gives us really good risk reward. So market pullback themes for today. Market pullback was not as bad as it could have been. The tails we saw in these indexes and some stocks were positives. So good sign, but not as strong as we would like to see. We need to see continuation, and we're starting the morning off looking like we're going to get that. But again, we need to see that throughout the day. So that's it for the trade report. If we do hold these levels, there might be an alert or two tomorrow, but it's all dependent on that.